How's it going out there? Gonna do some grapevine today, just some straight pieces at the disgust of Robbo. No, just knock out a couple of quick ones. I'm gonna try and not to put anything in the crack there if I can. It's from what I've seen before, it's reasonably stable even with the giant split in them. So I'll just finish the last of this dark stuff and it's nearly done. We'll be right.
Well, I've just started mine.
Have you?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't tilt my cup up, but
What's the picture?
otherwise I'll spill it all over the keyboard.
What's the picture?
Oh yeah. I can't read what's underneath it.
Oh, you don't need to. It's not what's in it. I said what's on yours.
Oh, it's got Father Christmas on it.
I thought I seen a reindeer foot on it. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
The wife gave me the split cup, I think. Yeah, I reckon she did.
You'll have to fire it, mate.
No, I better not. I'll starve. That's not cool, man. So I've got these here.
What are they? Off a flowering gum or something?
A bottle brush.
Oh, yeah.
They kept the colour quite well.
Yeah.
I didn't really think they would. I thought they'd kind of go more of a browny kind of colour. So I've got a fair few of them there. I thought I could maybe line them or something. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, I like short answers. Yep. No.
Yep. Nah. Get out of here. So does does Julie like indoor plants?
Indoor plants don't last long in our house.
Why is that?
They die. We don't know why. Like, just outside the back door where that China doll is and the big monstera.
Yeah.
They were indoor plants, believe it or not. And we thought they died. They were just a stick in the pot. So I took them out and I poked my finger in the ground and Julie said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just going to put them there and see what happens." And you can see what happened. The bloody China doll's 20 feet high and the monstera covers half an acre.
Okay. Well, this plant that I was thinking about giving her is actually an indoor plant, and it's called angel wings.
Oh, yeah.
It gets green leaves with white dots all over them.
Oh, I know the ones, yeah.
And it gets a really, really, really light pink flower on it. Really, really, really light pink flower. The more sunlight the plant gets, the darker the flower gets. Because I've got the plant outside, and it's a weird plant. If you put it outside and you leave it outside, you've got to climatize it. You've got to put it on the back porch and then put it closer to the cold over the next couple of weeks to get it used to it. It's not one of those plants you can just dump out in the backyard. It just dies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, and I accidentally knocked a piece off because it's actually a form of cane.
Oh, right.
It's from the cane family, so it's really easy to break off. And I snapped off a piece about a foot long the other day, and it had flowers on it, so I was kind of a bit, oh, you dickhead. And I took it inside, and it's growing roots now, so
Yeah, well, some of them grow from cuttings. That's right.
Yeah, these ones normally do, but yeah, the plant outside gets red flowers because it's right out in the sun, and
Yep.
the plant that's inside the house, because it only gets the sunlight in the window, it's pink flowers, but it's from the same plant.
Ah.
And we got that. Amber got that given to her by a Japanese couple that used to come into the little shop we used to run,
Oh
the
yeah.
cheap shop. How you going, Rex?
G'day, Rex.
Right, and put myself on mute and. There you go, Robbo. There's something for you to read. I'm going on mute.
Oh yeah. Did you have a look at that sharpening video, Rex? And did it answer your question about the swept back grinds on gouges? It's how far you tilt them over. Okay, no worries. That's all right, Rex. Now, I do have two channels actually, Rex. YouTube stuffed me up when I started doing the lives, so I'll put the other one in there as well. That's my other channel is mainly where I've just been doing videos of what I do for a living. I hope that links to it. Yeah, it's a separate one. Separate thing again. Yeah, there's a few in there. Yes, yeah, it shows all of those. That's all right, Rex. Don't worry about it. I'm pretty good at deciphering most things. No, not really. Just have a cruise through them and have a look. Probably the best one to look at first is the spanker gaff. That shows you the length of the lathe and everything. Yeah, yeah, just about. That was when I was young and fit. Not so young and not so fit anymore. I used to walk about 16 kilometres a day up and down that thing. We actually put a pedometer on it at one stage just to see how far I did walk. Yeah, veranda post used to be a mainstay at one time.
Hey, go Neil.
Hey,
Right,
guys.
Neil.
sorted out all my bloody problems.
Oh, that's good.
I ended up going for a double the. It's only $10 extra a month to double my amount, so I did that. My data, that is.
Oh, yeah.
And the issues with eBay have been sorted, sort of. The only
Sorry?
problem, someone hacked my accounts and they bought about 1,300 items, but they didn't
Oh.
pay for it. They just bought them, you know?
Yeah.
And so I keep getting reminders, you still owe such and such. You still need to pay such and such. And when the time runs out, so-and-so has made a counter offer. So I'm getting about 150 emails a day from all the different items.
I'll catch you later, Rex.
Yeah, so, no, well, pain in the ass. Didn't spend any money, though, thank goodness.
Yeah, well.
Hi, Guy. Making a little box, are we, or something?
No, just a pencil holder sort of thing.
Yeah, I haven't got back to my turning. I'm sort of disgusted with myself, so I left it.
I get like that sometimes too.
Plus the fact leaning over, trying to do those tiny little grooves was really hurting my back.
Has that got a swivel headstock on it or not?
Yeah.
You would,
talking about
you would
Jay's?
fast. No, you would fast.
Oh, shit, no.
Why don't you move it right up to the end of the bed?
Can't move the headstock at all.
I thought you could.
No, it's an electric bed that goes in and out. The headstock.
Yeah, I know that, yeah. Oh, okay, rightio. For some reason I thought it had a swivel headstock. I'm not sure. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, she's fixed.
Still a good lathe.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
If I was buying a new lathe, that is the one I would get.
Yeah. Well, one of my mates up here has bought the brand new big stubby. So waiting for that to arrive, taking a lot longer than it should, but such is life.
Oh, that happens, unfortunately.
Yeah, especially with COVID at the moment.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, when it arrives, since I can't go down to Melbourne and test it down there, I'll have to test the one up here.
Oh, well.
See how it goes anyway.
Well, we're out of lockdown again anyway, which is good.
Oh, are you? Right.
Yeah, from last night. Not that it makes much bloody difference to me anyway.
Probably only makes a difference to Julie.
Hey there, Bob.
G'day, Bob. Well,
G'day, how you doing?
yeah,
I hear
it doesn't.
you're locked down.
How you going, Bob?
It does make a difference for Julie because she can get out and about a bit and do, like, admittedly, the supermarket down there is pretty good, but it doesn't have the range like the ones in town do. But
you can still go to those other supermarkets, can't you?
No. Not under lockdown.
Why?
Not allowed further than 5 kilometres.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and Cranbourne 16 kilometres away. So,
Yeah, right.
but, she's been fairly lucky actually, because she sort of goes and visits my mum and her mum. So,
Yeah.
because she just puts herself down as a carer for them.
Yeah.
Oh, good day, Chris. Chris from Bailey's is in. Jay.
Hello.
Oh, what are you up to, Bob? Playing around in the shed again, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to get some buffing done of some stuff I got to ship tomorrow. And it's just as hot now as it was this afternoon inside. So I put it off, but I can't anymore.
Well, it's bloody cold down there at the moment. And raining. But the funny part was it rained, geez, it came down for about 3/4 of an hour to an hour, I reckon. And I mean really, really heavy. And then stopped as if somebody had turned off a tap and the sun came out. So,
How you going, Chris? I did wave like that, but yeah, how you going?
so Chris, what's Capture the Flag? I haven't heard of that one before. I dare say we've got something similar. Chris was saying it's been an awesome week this so far with the kids at camp, I assume. Oh, yeah. Any violence allowed, is it, Chris? Oh, right.
Well, I did find my little meter and got a battery for it. I like it for checking temperature, particularly in the winter around here, or make sure something's not too hot or too cold. Let me see what it says. Well, let me switch this over. It's 28 degrees
Ah, that's not
Celsius.
too bad.
That's 85 for us, 86.
And Chris
But I do
said
have
there's been,
degrees.
and Chris said there's been no violence, but I had a dream someone got impaled with one of the flags. Not supposed to use them as spears.
You're scraping the side there, Jay.
I didn't see.
Just he had the skew angled downwards.
Well,
So,
Robo,
or the handle, rather.
Yes, Bob.
you had disappeared last night when I finished the bowl that I was turning,
Oh, yeah.
and it was the punkiest thing. And I show you.
Oh, yeah, that came up nicely.
That was all solid mush to speak of. So I just used about $6 of super glue and finished it off. The one nice thing is I put the super glue in and enough so then I could sand the surface away with the super glue and then did the finish. This is just I haven't done an official finish on it yet. That's going to be up to the person that, in this case, asked me to do the sanding and fixing because it wouldn't work right. And he gave up and threw it against the wall. Let's see, that's why the crack's in it.
What's the wood there, Bob?
And, chestnut.
Yep.
But he wanted something big enough that he could give his mother for her birthday. And she loves having fruit bowls around, so it's a big open fruit bowl.
Oh, well, it'll serve the purpose for that.
Now, if he doesn't like the dark, the black is actually part of the trim. I still can rechuck it and adjust anything on it. It's all I've got on here is sanding sealer, couple of coats. In the punky area, I made it's all cellulose, but I made it really thin cellulose just to do this part of the block before I even mounted it and harden that up as much as I could. And I also filled it full of CA so I could chuck it. So That's what I'm up to. And he'll get it and let him worry about finishing it the way he wants it finished. But he's a good friend, but sometimes he just loses it and gives up on doing something. So
we all know people like that.
Yeah. And Chris said he was very upset about the dream and had to send him home. Then I woke up. It was a really weird dream. Yeah, I have a lot of weird dreams, Chris.
I don't know if I can show this.
What are you going to buff there, Bob?
Oh,
Give it a tap with a mallet, Bob. And Chris said, needless to say, I blunted the ends of the flagpole. I better still put a bull rod on it, yeah. Drawbar. You know, I've never felt the need to buff anything, although I've got a couple of good swans down mops here.
Mm. So what wax?
yeah, I've already done the white. And I've gone through the 3 stages to buff it. I got all 3 wheels, and this is just pure Canuba because I'm shipping it tomorrow, and I want to make sure it's as shiny as it can be when it goes in the box.
Fair enough. My biggest worry of buffing like that is damn thing slipping out of my hands and getting dented on the bed.
Yeah, I've seen a few get launched, I must admit.
Oh, it's so easy. These days I put a dirty big foam layer over the top of the lathe. Mind you, they still bounce off that and hit something else.
Well, I just getting late. I've been up since 4 this morning. For some reason, Riley, the dog, he insists on taking up my bed. But for some reason, he heard something outside that bothered him to no end, and he wouldn't let me sleep. He just kept whining at the floor, and I thought maybe it a potty break or something, but no. I took him out to the patio door, and he took off, and he was chasing a raccoon. How he heard a raccoon inside with the air conditioning on and windows shut, I don't know, but
probably smelt it.
He does wander around, and sometimes I've found him actually sitting by the big patio, the glass doors at night, just looking outside through the door. So he must have done that while I was asleep and then got me to let him out. My problem is once I'm awake, I can't go back to sleep.
Oh, the same problem.
I'd normally hold that on the side. Do you find that easy to grip, Bob, that way? I'd just be scared the moppet catches the back of the bowl.
No, I've got it, and I'm looking straight down at it. I'm looking this way on it.
Yeah.
Because I know it would do that, but if it did, that's all I would get. Because I've got it with both hands like this. After the work I've put into it, I don't want it bouncing around the room.
I can imagine.
And when I hit it, I always try to hit it just above center, with the wheel hitting it just a little above center. And I have a light just over it so I can see the buffing wheel and what I'm doing.
Yep.
I've had more accidents, so I've learned the hard way. And if I'm going to take it with the grain, I always have a hand inside to hold it against, like a mandrel.
Yeah, I guess that's the way I'd normally hold it.
I like doing it that way, but if I come around too far, I can catch the lip and it can throw it. So
Okay. I thought
I
I'd
try
catch
to
more
do
the
it
other
both
way.
ways.
Yeah.
And by keeping my thumb on it, I can feel the temperature. That's a good thing to look at. I hadn't thought of it. I've had this around for some time. I use it in the winter when I was insulating my shop to find out where the heat leaks were. And I had batten style insulation put in for 4 inches of it, 3 inches, three, and it's made for a 4 inch stud. And I had that in and then plastic over it. And before I put up the wood and the pegboard, I wanted to make sure that I didn't have any serious heat leaks. So I bought the gun so as I could measure it. But from China, it was only like $5. It really impressed me.
Yeah, I use a similar gauge for my ovens just to check what temperature they're at.
I've done that with my stove and checked it. And I can also on the gas. I have a gas stove, and I wouldn't use electric. I've had it and I despise it. I like instant control of heat instead of turn the knob and get a drink of water, take a leak, come back, and now it's cooled down a bit. You just can't cook that way. And
I've got cooking ovens, but I've got wood ovens, and they're all electric. There's a smoker oven, a little oven as well. I use that for drying before stabilizing, etc.
Oh, okay.
I've got a small oven that it's like a camp oven. I do small pieces and small lots in that. But then I've got a big smoker that I can basically do half a wheelbarrow full at once.
Interesting.
Because when you're stabilizing, you've got to get it to zero moisture content. So you with Australian timbers, you're often leaving it there for days, if not weeks, drying it. And you've got to keep measuring the moisture content by its weight. And when it stops losing weight, then you know it's completely dry. But you've got to keep checking the temperature to make sure it's on par with what you need. When you're actually stabilizing and you're cooking the resin, too hot makes it bleed out too much, and not hot enough stuffs it. So, yeah, you're always double checking your oven temperatures.
Yeah, that's something I'd like to get into, but I don't have the money. And I don't know at my age if I would want to invest that much, because there are some things I'd like for my lathe that I would use more often every day.
Yeah.
So I got to think about that. I don't have to, but I do think about it,
No, I got into it when I was still working, so I bought all the gear while I had money. But it's funny because Curtis, who developed the cactus juice, I used to talk to him every day. And when I first started stabilizing, because we're both trying to develop a stabilizing resin. He was doing it full time, and I was doing it at night and weekends.
No, I think that's got a nice sheen to it.
Looks good.
I've got another buff I can use inside. I'll get that later. Remount the stuff and do that.
Yeah. Is it a ball type mop?
This?
No, the one you do the inside with.
Yes.
Right.
I got 3 of them.
Yeah.
One for each of the 3 waxes that I use.
Yep.
And I also have another set that by accident, because I don't want to be mad at the gentleman, he found that he could use the green wax to polish metal.
Yep.
And
Turns
I
your
told
mop
him,
black.
yet ruined it, yes. So I bought another set, and I keep them totally separate.
Yep.
In the same cabinet, but in the cabinet I have, it's a craft cabinet. And it's made for storing big sheets of paper, craft paper.
Yeah.
Be careful of that tray near that bloody wheel, Bob.
Oh, I am. And the wheel's going that way.
Yeah, but it'll still flick that plastic thing right out of your hands.
Yep.
Yeah, but I was looking at that when I was turning, not at the camera. I wasn't born yesterday because I've done it before the wrong way. Not with something this big. But what I have is I got a art craft cabinet, and it keeps big craft paper, and I have it.
Yep.
It has 10 shelves like this, or drawers, and each drawer has one type of wax and the buff to go with it. That way they don't get mixed up.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm a firm believer if it can happen, it will happen, and if you plan for it, it won't happen as often.
Okay, guys, I'm going to bid you farewell.
All right, you're heading off, are you, Neil?
Yeah, I've had enough. Go do a little bit of work just before lunchtime.
All right. I'll catch you later.
Time for a little more wax. One thing I do is I always feel where I've waxed before, because on the wood, because you can feel when your mop is running out of wax.
Yeah.
And because of dust, I keep all the waxes in plastic because I don't want to contaminate it. Carnauba wax is not cheap. It's gone up so much since I first started. When I first started using it, it was like $2 a bar like that. And now it's running me $9. But the other waxes, the White Diamond and the Tripoli, if I buy it from a woodworking store, I better bend over and kiss my butt goodbye because it's so expensive, about the same size stick of wax as I had there. And it runs between $8, $9. But I learned a big trick, and it was strictly by accident, probably 20 years ago, 15 maybe. I was busy with heading off to one of the AAW symposiums, driving with a friend of mine. We go and hit them all we can. And I like stopping in truck stops because you know the food there is going to be good. At least they are here. If the truckers keep going there and there's other restaurants around, the truck stop probably has the best. And then I noticed in looking up and down the aisle in the truck stop, in an area where they sell all the gadgets and stuff for truckers, they had waxes. Not carnauba wax, but they had Tripoli. And when I saw a bar of Tripoli, let me show you, get one here. It's a third of one. This is a good 10 years old. And it comes in a bar. And truckers use it for polishing the metal on their cab and truck and gas tanks. So, and this is a third of what the bar is when it's new. And I simply use my bandsaw to cut it because it polishes metal so well. But it's the same green Tripoli that you start off with on wood.
Yep.
And this was $5. It has gone up. They're now $7. But that's more than and I've given it away. And the white diamond the same way in the big bars. You know, I save money. And it's the same thing. If I buy it from a woodworking store, it's going to cost. It always costs a fortune. The truckers, it's where they use it all the time to keep their shiny metal vehicles shiny.
Yep. No,
And I never dawned on me until I saw it there.
if you go to a metal polishing supply place too, it's a lot cheaper.
Yes. But most wood turners, they'll go buy the stuff from the people they get the buffs from. And granted, the buffs, I like the one that I buy commercially. The three, though I have found them where I can buy them separately. And I also have a small set identical to it that I use on the mini lathe. When I loan it out, they can have something on it for buffing.
All right, well, it's Din-Din's time for me again, so I shall bid you a fond farewell.
All right. There you go.
Yep,
Yeah.
catch you later.
That looks interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. I'll catch you later.
All right. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
All right, see you later.
Bye-bye.
I don't know if you're rubbing off on me or I'm rubbing off on you.
Bit of both, I'd say.
Because I've gone to getting wood like that now and really loving it and doing some, I think, some nice stuff with it out of the ordinary.
Yep.
Like I got a piece like this and, you know, it looks nice. It's an odd shape. Don't quite know what to do with it, but I want to keep this and I don't want to turn any of it away. I've got it set so it'll mount on a chuck on either end if I need to.
Do you have many?
I don't know what's hidden inside yet.
Do you have many little birds in your area?
Yes.
Make a bird feeder that hangs from your tree. Make the holes where the branches are where they stick their heads.
Oh, like up here, and that could
Yeah.
drill that
You could
out and put a limb in it, a small branch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Or if you've got bees around, maybe make a little feeding station for them to come and have a drink from. Like it's just basically a tray with marbles in it and water, so they can sit on the marbles and drink the water.
Oh, I hadn't heard that before, but I've got a nest every year that gets in the circulation fan, the exhaust fan for my shop that's on the roof.
Oh yeah.
And,
You get someone go and buy a beehive and get someone to put it in it for you.
well, I sure don't want bees there because they don't like, for some reason, if they I got a bigger fan to go in. Right now, the roof vent fan's a 4-incher.
Yeah.
And I've got a 19-inch to go in, a gable fan, they call it.
Yep.
And it's at they call it 4 speeds, but one of the speeds is off.
Okay.
And you can set you can set the temperature for it, and it'll kick in and out the different speeds as needed, or I can remotely control it with my woman that I can't name.
Yep.
Because I've got the little module that will do all the switching for it, and it cost me like $5. So I'll put it in a little handy box and put that in, and
Yep.
have the antenna stick out the box. That way I can have it control it, or I can have I have a electronic thermometer in the shop on the wall that it reads too. So it's nice to say, keep it this temperature, and it does it pretty well, but the little fan just doesn't work.
Yep.
So as soon as I can get someone to help me climb up the roof and cut a big hole in it and get it centered, I got all the wiring on the inside done, so that's not a problem. I can finish the wiring from the roof before I screw it down and water caulk it so it's watertight. And then that'll take the dust at my overhead collector here, because I'm paying $25 a month just for filters on the dust collector I have over my head. And I cheat because I even vacuum them out 2 times before I get rid of them. But I'm lucky. I get a stipend as medical to buy the filters with. But they only give me enough to buy 3 sets a year. And at what I sand and do, it won't, it doesn't touch it. But it's a help. One thing I do that was, I don't know if it was taught to me or who did it, but when I find a lot of chatoyance in wood, even though it can be awkward, I buff parallel to the chatoyance.
Yep.
If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
cool.
I go by the grain.
grain kind of thing.
Well, a chatoyance in here is contradictive to the grain. I don't know if I can get something that'll show it.
The camera, though, well, light's just washing it out at the moment. I can kind of see it in the lighter part of grain, on the edges of
Yeah,
where the
it goes
light's
this way. It goes opposite the grain.
Yep.
So when I turn so when I buff so as it goes with the chatoyance.
Yep.
So what have you been up to today, Jay?
What was that, Bob?
I wonder what you've been up to today. Working on your shed, your new one?
Nah, it's raining too much. Nah, it's too wet here. Oh, look, it exploded.
Oh,
Well, that's one less part I have to sand now, isn't it? I didn't even notice it. Must have come off in little chunks.
yes.
Check that out. Damn. That wasn't there when I started.
Well,
I knew,
you can call it a holy turning.
I knew it was thin, but wow, not that much.
Paper thin.
I just mean where it broke off. Here. It's extra thin there because I didn't realise there's actually a flat spot there. So that's why it's come out there, because there's a flat spot.
Been
And-
there,
and-
done that.
And I'm finding out that you can't actually make the inside bigger than the outside. It's a strange thing.
Well, the only person that knows how to do that's Doctor Who. Because the TARDIS is bigger on the inside than the outside.
Yeah, yep. So I'm going to try and part this off now. Well, it's most probably not worth it, but oh well, bugger it. It's where it is now. So. Put face food up on there. Right, Chris, thanks for coming in. Take it easy. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Hmm. If this one was that little bit skinnier, that would fit in there.
Well, now you can title your video for tonight is "How Thin Can You Go?"
Yeah. Well, look, I turned 2 pieces today, all right? It doesn't mean I'm not going to say one of them wasn't a failure, but
Well, one looks like you artistically carved it.
yeah. Yeah, that's it. You got it.
You just have to bleep that line out of your video, and no one will know the difference.
Yep. All right, then.
You sound like you're feeling better.
Yeah, my back's not sore anymore, that's for sure.
You have a back brace?
Nah. It's called my fat guts.
Well, if you lose that, it'll help your back tremendously.
Yeah, I know. I have times where I put a bit on and lose a lot, and then put a little bit on and lose a lot. You know, that kind of thing. So, yeah. I just need to cut my meal size down and go for a walk every second day, and I'm good to go. But can't
Second day?
Yeah, can't do any walking every day because it kills my hips too much.
But you can walk a little bit.
Yeah, we
The
walk.
odd days, even if it's just down to the corner and back.
Yeah, I live in a court.
It's a
That'll be a short
continuous
walk.
movement that helps, not
Yep.
just getting up from the table, up from the bathroom throne, and
I live
walking
in-
to the refrigerator. That doesn't count.
I live in a 2-story, so I've got stairs to go up every day, and the only toilet in the house is upstairs. So, no, I live in a cul-de-sac, so I don't have very far to go to the end of the street. That's for sure. Like 4 houses.
Well, then you ought to do it every day, the 4 houses and back. And then and when you can, add a little more and a little more.
Yeah, there's a cemetery about 2 k's up the road. We normally walk to that. My nana and my grandma and my grandpa are there, so we go and pay them a visit and clean their stuff, you know.
Well, take one of the things that you've turned, if you can put stuff on the grave.
No, they take it after a while, or they throw it in the bin or something. I don't know. No, it hadn't crossed my mind a couple of times. How you going, Dan? My vicarious life has just come into the chat.
Ah,
His name's Dan.
hello, Dan. Where are you from, Dan?
US somewhere.
Yeah, but we're a big place.
Yeah.
A
Sorry,
little
Dan.
bigger than you guys.
Yeah. Sorry, Dan, I forgot.
But
You'll
you
have to
still
remind
get
me.
lost as much. Michigan, okay. Where in Michigan? Are you a Youper or a troll? The Michigander knows the difference.
Yeah.
Well, still, are you a Youper or a troll?
Well, I've had the knock on the window, so when you get your answer in the chat, Bob, I'm going to knock it on the head.
Oh, you're still a troll. Okay. Well, where it comes from is when they were building the bridge that connects Upper and Lower Peninsula of Michigan.
Yep.
As a kid, I remember going up there on a regular basis. My family owned a cottage in the Upper Peninsula. And we'd have to take the ferry across, wait for an hour or two in line and get on the ferry. And it was always fun to go up on the deck and watch it go across. But they built this, where the bridge is, it's the Straits of Mackinac, Mackinac Islands in the middle of it. And so the object and the joke was formed by the bridge committee as a marketing piece. If you're a Yooper, you live above in the Upper Peninsula. If you're a troll, you live beneath the bridge, like trolls always live beneath the bridge, which on the map is the Lower Peninsula. Because Michigan is just two peninsulas. And some people argue with the thumb, yeah, that don't count. It's not big enough.
Fair enough.
But it's really neat because everybody has a map of Michigan and they carry it around with them on their hand.
Yeah.
So around here, you ask where are you from? You know, it's, oh, I'm right here, or I'm there, or I'm out here, or I'm up here.
Yeah. I am listening. I've just dropped one of my pieces behind my lathe, and it's like mission impossible to get it back at the moment.
That's not ready yet.
Oh, God, this is bloody ridiculous.
You mean it's proof you need to do some more walking?
No,
Or
I
you
can't.
you need to raise the lathe bed.
I need to be a contortionist to get to it. Ow, ow, fucking youch. Now my hip's not clicking back in. Oh, gee. Whew.
I wish I knew how to help you. I'm not that kind of magician. Though I know when I have a problem with my back, the lower back, the doctor I go to was telling me, he said, your best bet is roll over on your back and gently lay down and put your heels straight, you know, your toes straight up and your heels on the ground, and that reorganizes the spine end to end.
Yep. Yeah, it's a nasty thing, the old bad back, that's for sure. All right, I'm going to run away now, Bob. Thanks very much for coming in.
Okay, you take care and get better.
Yeah, well, get skinnier. All right, Dan, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, Dan, I agree with you totally. That is some of the best meat that I've ever had, but it's been 15 years, 15 years since I've been up there. I lived in St. Ignace for on and off for about 3 years. I used to get a big kick out of just looking out over the ice as it freezes over. And then we take snowmobiles over to the island or cross-country ski to it. Come join us tomorrow night.
All right, I'm going to knock it on the head now.
Yep,
Okay.
take care.
See you later.